Welcome back to a brand new channel. This is Mental Health Matters with me. I am so glad to be recording this because the truth of the matter is content creation is not for the faint-hearted. It is not for the faint-hearted. If they ever lied to you and they said this thing is easy, it's not easy. It's a job and it's demanding. But I'm very happy. I'm always happy to be talking about anything really that's going to benefit us, move us forward. I'm that kind of person. I just want to see people, including myself, uh, be as healthy as possible in every way possible, really. So thank you so much once again. And today we will be talking about comfort zones, the truth about comfort zones. I think that what has really inspired this is the fact that I have been going through a lot of changes, and I've realized only now, actually, I've realized how I was in so many comfort zones. Remember that comfort zones do not necessarily have to be a place, but it can be a person, it can be a way of thinking, the way you view things and the way you think. And it can be the people around you, it can be anything. A lot of us think about comfort zones in a standard way, in one way. Like we just view a comfort zone as, oh, this person doesn't, when people say, why don't you want to change? Why can't you move? Why can't you? We view it in that way. But what we fail to acknowledge is the fact that comfort zones are a pattern, a mental pattern, a way of thinking. Because if you shift and if you adjust the way you think, then it's easy for you to make changes in the physical and move on. Whether moving on to a healthier job environment, work environment, a better job, a better relationship, a better situation. Whether that also means removing things that no longer work for you. Whether that means thinking in a different way, thinking in a new way, getting rid of old thinking patterns. You cannot think, listen, you cannot be thinking in the same way that you used to think 10 years ago, because there's a problem. And at the same time, you're wondering as to why you're not shifting. You're wondering as to why things are not happening the way you want them to happen, or even things are not happening at all. It's simply because you are trying to incorporate the old into the new. And what we fail to forget is the fact that we are growing, we are evolving. The stages are changing, the phases in your life will change. And immediately as you grow and you advance, your finances, your health, relationships, the way you view yourself, your physical body, everything falls into place. It's amazing how we fail to also see how everything is connected. It's like you make a change in this area and then everything, there's a ripple effect. Everything just also changes. And the truth also is that comfort zones are not comfortable. They're not comfortable because you will not grow, you will not evolve, you will not become and receive what you really want. You're still stuck in that phase, and you have made a decision that, whether you're conscious or not, you have made a decision that this is okay for me. I'm cool. I'm comfortable. Hence the phrase comfort zones. It means you're comfortable, you cool. That's the energy that you're giving off. So how in the world is change going to happen? And one thing I will not ignore is the fact that it is not easy to step outside of your comfort zone. It is not easy to step outside of your comfort zone. It's like every fiber in your body, everything in you will fight to keep you stuck, to keep you in that place because of what's to come. So it's not easy. It is not easy. You know, in some cases, if not all, we self sabotage because the change is so good, so big, so overwhelming, to a point where you see it coming. There's confirmation that, okay, I'm finally out of this comfort zone. I just need to tweak some things. You know, I just need to push that button. I'm finally out of my comfort zone. But when you see it coming, for some people, it is so overwhelming. It's like, oh, do I deserve it? What's going to happen? You start thinking about the people around you. What's going to happen to my family? What's going to happen to my friend? This is about you. It's not about them. They have their own set of comfort zones. They have their own set of situations. They have a whole internal system that belongs to them. This is about you. So we self sabotage in so many ways. And there's also blackmail in some cases where maybe you are making changes that are so big, that are going to push you, that are going to help you succeed in any area of your life. And you feel the sabotage, right? You start self sabotaging. And what happens with self sabotage is that self sabotage will find a way, will find a way to prove, to give validation to as to why you need to self-sabotage, if that makes sense. It's like you need to find a reason why this is not going to work out. So you might talk to someone like a friend or someone close to you, a family member, a parent, whoever, and they'll be like, yeah, this is not a good idea. I don't think this is good for you. Yeah, you don't seem comfortable. You don't seem like, this is your thing. And then the self-sabotage is like, yes, finally, this person, finally, you are not going to be able to move out of this comfort zone. You're going to stay right where you are. So, as I said, comfort zones are the way we think about things. It starts from a mental level before we can decide to make changes on a physical level. And I'd like to just say almost all the time, in fact, every single time, I will always refer back to where we come from. Some people get irritated when you talk about the past. Some people get irritated when you suggest that they look at their past, they look at their backgrounds, they look at where they come from. They take the time to look at what kind of belief systems did they adopt from other people? Did they adopt from their environments? Because belief systems are closely linked to comfort zones. The minute you believe that this is how something is supposed to be, when it's time for you to move on to the next stage of your life and make a change, your belief system is like, no, but this is how we've been doing it. This is how we've been doing it the whole entire time. So what the hell is this? So it's very important, it's imperative that we look back at where we come from. I'll make examples. Beliefs about money. A lot of people are not able to grow financially, are struggling to make good financial changes and figure out the finances because of belief systems. And a belief system, remember, is linked to a comfort zone. So you are around people, you are in a situation where you feel like, oh, but what are they going to do? If you are a person where people are dependent on you, it's like, but there's nothing that we can do. What are they going to do? I want to make a change, but I can't do it because I've got dependents. Or I can't do this because if I do this, what is this person? Or what about the environment or the situation? It doesn't have to be people also, just the situation that you've gotten used to. What's going to happen to it when you decide to make financial changes? So you're getting pulled by your comfort zone. You're getting pulled by your belief systems, and it makes it really hard. Same thing with relationships. The truth of the matter is the things that people think about men are like this and men are supposed to be like that. Women are supposed to be like that. Those are belief systems. Whether they are true or not, we don't know. Let's say you're a person that's seeking to be in a relationship, um, and you meet someone who is different, completely different, or slightly different, or there's something that's different in comparison to the belief systems that you've carried. That's also a good example of a comfort zone, because you would probably backtrack, you would probably doubt the situation, doubt the person, step back, even if you know that this is what you want, this is something good for you, the person is good for you. You start ticking boxes and saying, ooh, but this is not according to how things are supposed to be. I was taught that a man or woman is supposed to be like this. Yes, she ticks all the boxes, but what about this box? Comfort zone. Same thing with toxic workplace environments. In the community, especially our community as African people, um, you find that a lot of people will stay in toxic environment. Yes, the economy, yes, there's unemployment, there's all these problems. And I'm not exempt from it. Trust me. I'm in it. I'm involved. For as long as we are here in South Africa and we are sharing the same economy, or wherever you are in the world, for as long as you are in that situation and you are a consumer and you are buying and you have to live and you have to survive, you are affected. But we have somehow also allowed that. Let's say you have a creative idea. Let me make an example. Let's say you have a creative idea. You want to start a little business, something nyana on the side to push you and stuff. And on the other side, you have, of course, a 9 to 5 or something that you can regard as stable income. Whether that's enough or it's not enough, that is, your thing. And you feel the need to step out of the comfort zone, which is the 9 to 5, be creative, pursue something that you've always wanted to pursue. Create something, do something, use your talents, use your skills, right? And you look around you and you're thinking, ooh, but with this income, I'm very stable and I can get the same things that I want every month and do the same things. But when I step into this, I don't know when am I going to generate income. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to generate the income that I usually get. I don't know if it's going to be more or less. And those are valid questions. Definitely. You are being realistic because you don't want to throw yourself under the bus. You don't want to get yourself to a point where you don't have anything at all and you cannot survive. But how realistic is that when you have the resources to do something, when you have the resources to start a business, and you're still thinking like that? Fear, of course, but fear is linked to fear of losing your comfort zone. Self-sabotage. You're wondering, what will the people around me do? How's about, can the people around me adjust to the situation? Maybe what you need to do is just ask yourself, like, will they adjust or not? Because I will be putting in the work. I will be implementing the business. I will be implementing my talents and skills and whatnot. Will the people adjust? Can we figure out a way in which everybody can adjust and survive? We never want to go as far as asking ourselves those questions, because if you dare ask yourself that question, that's you stepping out of your comfort zone. Also, I must say that when I analyze my situation and all the changes that I've been through and all the comfort zones that I had to leave, I look at how I self-sabotaged. I look at how I thought I had to depend on that situation. And the truth is, I didn't. In fact, if I had stayed for too long in that comfort zone, I wouldn't be where I am. That's the truth. It sounds cheesy, yes. It sounds like a cliche, yeah, but that is fact for anybody. I don't care who you are. Try it and you will see. And in the process of me, evolving and changing, I still am. I still am in so many ways. Do I feel like, ooh, I'm a superhuman being and I've completely stepped out of my comfort zone? Hell no. I struggle every day, but I've pushed. Um, One thing that also comes with comfort zones is boundaries. If you think about it, people that don't have boundaries struggle with comfort zones. People that have or exercise some boundaries can handle or manage leaving their comfort zones. I'll make an example with me. Um, as I began to, go through the changes, and remember, for some of us also, it's not that you will implement every change in your life. Sometimes comfort zones become so toxic that you are thrown out of that comfort zone without your will because the situation has become so bad. So bad, so much. It's a matter of, am I going to lose myself or lose this? So sometimes life will throw you out. Sometimes life will throw you out and say, no, 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 your time is up. We are just trying to, at this point, we're just trying to save your life. So we got to throw you out. It's painful, it's uncomfortable, but we need to throw you out. So sometimes changes happen like that, especially when we resist. We resist leaving our comfort zones. Anyway, as I said, it is connected to boundaries because one thing that I've decided, one decision that I have made for myself is this: I will no longer associate myself with people that are stuck in their comfort zones and they're trying to drag me into their comfort zones. That is toxic. And I understand that some people are aware of that or not, but the truth also is comfort zones are contagious. I'll make an example. Let's say you and your friend or someone close or whoever, really, whoever, you are working and you're getting the same salary or the same amount of money and you're dissatisfied. You're not happy. Obviously, you want more, you want a better salary, you want better conditions. And all you do every day is talk about how bad it is. Oh, it's terrible. What are we going to do? Oh, this is the worst thing. I feel depressed. I don't even have the energy. Every single day, 365. I leave those situations. I leave you like I never knew you. I exit real quick because I have stayed. Same with relationships. Maybe both of you are in a bad situation, bad situations, bad choices in relationships, and you're going to complain, but what are we going to do? This is what happened today, and this is what happened. Every day, 365, you're complaining. You're not talking about how you're going to implement the change. You're not talking about what risk can you take. You're not talking about what you can do to just get out of the situation or adjust the situation. You are talking about how toxic it is. And that's the more the comfort zone pulls you in. It pulls you in. It pulls you in. I've stayed in those situations, and let me tell you something. I got sick. And when I say sick, not just sick, meaning I'm enough, but sick physically. Like all of a sudden, I'll just break out. I'll get a flu. I'll get a cold, stomach issues. It just feels like my body is like, we cannot take the level of garbage that you're taking into your mind, the self-talk that you are, playing over and over again in your mind, that is fueled also by someone. In the meantime, you are out here thinking, oh, we are in a similar situation. So let's comfort each other. What can we do? Let's complain together. This thing of complaining together is very toxic because it will pull you into that comfort zone and you will sit right there. And you know what I've learned about people? You have people that are very snaky. And what they will do is they will pretend like, oh, well, we are in this boat together and this toxic situation. What are we going to do? Let's just stay there. It's just stay in our situation because we don't have options in life. There's nothing we can do right now. Mjolo is not for the faint-hearted. the unemployment in South Africa. Where are we going to get new jobs? What are we going to do? Whatever. And what is happening is that you feel consoled. You feel like, oh wow, we are in this situation. At least I'm not alone. At least I'm not alone. My friend here, or my sister here, or my brother here, or whoever is feeling me. We are in the same boat. Meanwhile, they're in the background. They are sorting themselves out. In the background, oh, I don't have money. I don't have, my finances are not good. Whatever. What are we going to do? Meanwhile, their bank account, their bank balance is on point. And what are they doing? They're staying loyal to this friendship, and they're staying loyal to this situation. At what expense? Stand up for yourself. We need to stand up for ourselves as people. People would rather say you don't take the BS. You don't take BS from anybody. That's fine. It's fine if people label you, but they put some respect on your name rather than being played like that, staying in situations where people are like, oh, we are going through this. Give my tata, wait. Oh, it's a sokola. Every single day, it's a struggle. Yo, wait, I don't know when things are going to change. That time, guy or girl is sorting themselves out, and you are stuck, convinced that everybody's in the same boat. That time, people are on a whole ferry. You are on a little boat on the side, thinking that you're treading along at the same pace. So this is proof and puzzle that comfort zones are a mentality. It's a state of mind, the way you think about your situation, not how another person thinks, because a person can pretend as though they think like you, but deep down inside or back at the ranch, they've got everything in order. They've got everything in order. They will betray you in your face. And when you find out who's to blame, you can't blame that person. You can only blame yourself. So, these are some of the things that I've learned, and these are some of the scenarios that I've been through. And I just decided that, you know what? No more. And, I just hope this is something that can help you wherever you are, especially when you feel stuck. If you cannot identify the comfort zones in your life, just think about all the areas where you feel stuck and you feel like, I can't move. I want better. I want change, but I can't move. You're probably in a comfort zone, and you need to start analyzing your belief systems. You need to start analyzing where you come from, your background. You need to start analyzing how and why you stayed in that situation for so long. Have you self-sabotaged? What's going on? Is it the environment, the people around you? Are they sucking you dry? What is happening? And then you can start taking a risk. And remember that a risk is not an extreme thing. A risk doesn't mean you have to go and sell your body and sell your leg, your thumb, your eye. The way people think about risk is also very alarming. Let's stop thinking about taking a risk as something that is going to cost you your life, your kids, dog, and cat. It's not. A risk is simply doing something in a slightly different way than you have done it before. So think about how you can take that risk, implement the change, and how you can finally or slowly get out of your comfort zones so that you can succeed and become whoever that you want to become and live the life that you want to become. So I thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you for supporting. You can always follow me on Instagram, also on Facebook if you are still on Facebook. And I will see you next time. Take care.